Most men believe their life is shaped by loud decisions, marriage, career, money, status, but the Stoics understood something far more uncomfortable. A man's fate is decided quietly, in the hours no one claps for, in the moments when he is alone with himself. Marcus Aurelius warned that what we practice daily becomes our character. Not what we intend, not what we promise, but what we repeat. This is why two men can live the same life on the surface yet become completely different internally. One calm and unshakable, the other restless and bitter. The difference is not intelligence or luck. It is how they spend their free time. Modern culture trains men to escape through pleasure, scrolling, binge-watching, constant stimulation. Stoicism trains men to sharpen themselves through discipline. This video is not about random hobbies. These are identity-shaping practices. Pick even one and commit, and your nervous system, self-respect, and inner authority will change permanently. Hobby 1. Seneca said that a man who cannot be alone is already enslaved. Most people fear silence because silence forces honesty. Stoic walking is done without music, without phone, without distraction, just breath, steps, and thought. At first the mind rebels, old regrets surface, fears rise, impulses scream for escape. But if you stay, something powerful happens. You begin to observe instead of react. Thoughts lose their grip. Emotions pass without control. This hobby trains self-possession. Men who master solitude stop chasing validation. They no longer beg for attention or approval. They become internally complete. When a man can walk alone peacefully, life loses its power to intimidate him. Hobby 2. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire yet wrote to himself daily, not for inspiration, but for correction. Stoic writing is not emotional journaling. It is mental discipline. You write what you did wrong, what you avoided, what you feared, what must be done next. Anxiety survives on vagueness. Writing kills vagueness. Once a thought is written, it becomes manageable. Once a fear is defined, it weakens. This hobby creates clarity, and clarity is lethal to fear. Men who write honestly stop lying to themselves, and a man who cannot lie to himself cannot be manipulated by others. Hobby 3. The Stoics did not worship appearance, but they respected physical capability, because the body trains the mind. Lifting weights teaches delayed gratification, controlled aggression, and respect for effort. Every session becomes a promise kept to yourself. A weak body teaches excuses. A trained body teaches endurance. Over time, your posture changes, your voice steadies, your presence sharpens, not because you want dominance, but because you trust yourself and people feel that trust before you ever speak. Hobby 4. Easy pleasure weakens identity, difficult skills rebuild it. Choose something slow, frustrating, and humbling, a language, an instrument, a technical craft. Epictetus taught that freedom begins where impulse ends. When you stay with difficulty instead of quitting, your identity shifts. You stop seeing yourself as someone who escapes discomfort. This single hobby changes how you approach work, relationships, and conflict. You become the man who finishes what he starts. Hobby 5. Cold exposure, fasting, early rising. The Stoics practiced discomfort intentionally, not to suffer, but to remove fear of suffering. When you choose discomfort, life loses leverage over you. Panic fades, resilience grows, pressure becomes familiar instead of overwhelming. This hobby trains calm under stress, stillness in chaos, and emotional immunity. Once a man stops fearing discomfort, very little in life can control him. Most men will hear everything you have heard in this video and still return to the same habits tomorrow. Not because they disagree, not because they lack intelligence, but because discipline exposes the ego, and the ego hates exposure. The truth is uncomfortable. The majority of men do not fail because life is unfair. They fail because they choose comfort when no one is watching. They choose distraction instead of silence, pleasure instead of progress, excuses instead of responsibility. Stoicism forces a man to face something terrifying, himself. No filters, no noise, no audience. These hobbies demand solitude, repetition, and patience. 3 things the modern world has trained men to avoid. Most people want transformation without inconvenience, confidence without effort, respect without consistency. But the Stoics warned that anything gained without effort can never be trusted. These practices do not give instant results, and that is exactly why they work. Weak men quit because nothing happens quickly. Strong men continue because they understand identity is built slowly, day after day, decision after decision. The modern man is addicted to intensity. He wants motivation, hype, external validation. The Stoic understands that power grows quietly, like roots underground, unseen but unbreakable. This is why most men will never do this, because these habits do not feel exciting. They feel boring at first, lonely, repetitive, uncomfortable, and boring is unbearable to an undisciplined mind. The average man would rather feel entertained than strong. He would rather feel busy than effective. He would rather complain than commit. Stoicism exposes this weakness brutally. It offers no shortcuts, no tricks, no false promises, only one path: daily discipline regardless of mood. These hobbies force you to sit with discomfort, to delay gratification, to remain consistent even when nothing is happening externally. And this is where separation happens, not in talent, not in luck, but in tolerance for boredom and discomfort. The man who continues when nothing is exciting is the man who eventually outgrows. Everyone else, most men will say they want discipline, but what they really want is results without sacrifice. The moment sacrifice appears, they retreat. Scrolling returns, excuses return, old habits return. Stoicism demands something rare: voluntary. Hardship chosen repeatedly, not because it feels good, but because it builds character. The reason these hobbies change your life is not because they are special. It is because they remove the need for external validation. When you walk alone, write honestly, train your body, practice discomfort, and refine your mind daily, you stop asking the world to give you confidence. You generate it internally, and that terrifies most people, because internal power cannot be faked, cannot be borrowed, cannot be stolen. It must be earned. The majority prefer illusions of strength, status, attention, likes, approval. Stoicism strips all of that away and leaves you with one question: who are you when nothing is watching? Most men do not want to answer that question, because the answer requires work, accountability, and time reveals who is serious and who is pretending. That is why most men will never do this, not because they cannot, but because they will not stay long enough for the transformation to happen. The Stoics never promised an easy life. They promised a strong one. Discipline is not something you feel. It is something you practice day after day, especially when motivation is gone. Pick one hobby, not 5, not all, one. Commit to it quietly, without announcing it, without seeking approval, and let time expose the difference between you and the rest. If this message forced you to look inward instead of outward, comment discipline below. Subscribe to Stoic Spark for daily Stoic wisdom, and press the bell icon so you never miss what sharpens you next.